everyone, it's one half of the Witchy Stitchers, and I am coming to you with video 106, and this is take number 4. I do not know where my brain is, but I've had a really busy weekend, a busy last 2 weeks, and this is going to be a really short video. I'm going to tell you guys that right now. Let's try to fix this. I have been really busy with work. I have been busy here at home, and I do have somebody very special I want to introduce you guys to, so I'm going to try to figure that out. Partially why it's take 4 is because I was trying to introduce her and it wasn't working out, so we'll figure it out. So we'll get to that here in a little bit. That being said, I've got some gifts and I have some kind of haul. I forgot to grab those 2 things. Oh well. I'm going to tell you right now, you might hear some coughing and I'll explain at the end why. It's not me though. So we're good. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and get into it. I got a package on Friday from Mom. Thank you, Mom. And so if any of you guys know, I've been trying to figure out the Q-snap. And I finally did. And I realized, yeah, I need grime guards. So I texted Mom like, hey, could you do this? And Mom, being the magnificent whiz with the sewing machine that she is, whipped me up 2. So I think one's 8x8 and I think the other one's 9x9. And yes, you guys will see the children now. We have a cat tree so they can come up and sit. This is Little Miss for anybody that's new. And we have our window open so she can look out. Sorry, squirrel. Or in this case, cat. Anyway, I can't remember the dimension. She texted it to me, but I don't remember it right off the top of my head. Both of them fit really nicely. The butterfly one's a little bit more snug, but it'd be really nice for the pieces that have less fabric around them. So I'm going to play around with that. So this is the butterfly one that she made. And then she made me a really pretty floral, like maybe monkey faces or pretty flowers. She knows I love flowers. So that being said, I have grime guards now, and I get to toss them onto my Q-snap this afternoon. If I get to stitching, I've got some homework I have to do today. And then so I don't remember this being shown in the last video. I think she had sent it to me already, but I know it's on her Facebook, it's on her Instagram, and I know it's on her personal. But she made me a pillow. So I'm not sure where she got the pattern from. She'll have to correct me on that one. But she made me this beautiful pillow. I'm trying to see. I had a blouse out of this yellow here. I would wear it when we were up on our cow camp because they could find me. I remember wearing it a handful of times. I think that's the only one. I could be mistaken. I'm not sure. And then just a really pretty floral back. And then it's just a slip so I can just pull it out if I get dirt or something on it. And sorry guys, somebody's thinking about me. And then I can go ahead and wash it. That being said, that was my gifts from Mom. She also sent me some of my decorations from my bedroom, which I've hung up around our bedroom now. She sent me my box of chocolates. She sent me my we've shown it in previous videos, but it's basically a wall hanging that she stitched my name in letters with puppies around it. And then she used a yellow mouse printed fabric to make me a wall hanging. And it's hanging in our bedroom. And then she sent me a couple pieces one that she stitched and one that I stitched that I've hung up and just, spruce up the room a little bit. And it looks really great. So they're hanging up and being enjoyed. But it was really nice to have some stuff. I mean, I have stuff in the dorm, but I never brought any of my homemade stuff out because I was too scared of somebody potentially breaking in and ruining or stealing my pretties. And at the time, we didn't know if I was going to have a roommate, so that was another concern of mine. So my haul, it does fall technically into the gift category. It is also a haul though for me because Mom got me some of these, which if you guys recall is for this. So they only send you like 10 or 11 bags in the kits, so I don't have enough bags, and I think there's 27 colors in this. And yes, a lot of the resins that I have are I can flip them back and forth, but I don't have any out here, so I've got a stash back home, and I'm going to have a stash here now, and everything's going to be perfect because I do have another circular or round resin that I'm working on. I just haven't touched it since forever ago, which is something I need to do because it's really pretty. I just haven't taken the time to take care of it. You know, she's giving herself away over there. You guys can just keep wondering. Okay, so the one and only project that got any TLC this last 2 weeks was my temperatures. I got caught up all the way through May, and I started on June, and my boyfriend texted me. He's like, hey, I'm on my way home. You know, it's dinner time, so I put away and went to fix dinner, and then I just never picked it back up. And it's totally just, I've been busy, and, well, life is a roller coaster right now. So, I'll just show you guys while I'm at it. I do have the key snap on now. I'm trying to take it off so you can see it on all its glory because I am technically caught up through May. And I didn't do this earlier because I was distracted. I'm going to try to lie about it. I was very distracted. But it was a good distraction. Well, I think it is. She does not. I see that look. I think that's the first time that she's ever actually sat with me in a video. And that's just because we have the cat tree now right behind us. Right behind the desk. So, this is where we are at. And I don't have all of June written down. Sorry. But I know that so far I have 3 colors that I'm using. And that is partially why it's taken me so long to get caught up with it, is because it's becoming very monotonous with colors. As you guys saw with June, that last couple weeks was nothing but one color. But okay, so whips, pin work, gifts, haul. Okay, so my future plans. Quite honestly, it depends on what's going on. You know, today I've got a bunch of homework I have to do, so it's not as likely that things are going to get worked on. And I know I've explained this to you guys at least once. But I am taking summer classes, and like I said, there's a bunch of new people on here, so I just want to go ahead and reiterate for you guys. I'm a rising senior in college, and I have to take some summer classes to graduate on time this year, which is totally fine. I've taken summer classes before. It was still in the middle of COVID though, so it was totally different. I'm also working full-time at Parks and Wildlife here in Kansas. And it's starting to slow down with work, and my boss is understanding me. He was in my shoes at one point in time as well. He understands where I'm coming from. But that being said, I feel bad when I take time off, even though he understands. He's not going to get upset that I took the time off. I still feel bad that I have taken time off from work, even though I could be working. So I take Fridays now to do homework. For instance, this last Friday, we got up, I did some homework, we went and got groceries, and then we did something else. And so it's not, Fridays are more or less also just my decompression day. It's the one day I get to sleep in because I do still get up with my boyfriend to, make his breakfast and lunch and all that. And yes, I know that is wife level things, but it's also I take care of him and he takes care of me. And that's just how it works in this house. So that being said, I need to get my temperature's caught up, which might be today's focal point. It's rainy, it's dreary, and nobody wants to go outside. Like I was just saying, I've got homework I need to do. I was trying to find my planner, but I don't know where she got off to. Hold on. So I'm about to finish off my cactus planner. I don't know if I've ever actually shown it to you guys, but hold on. So that being said, I have been doing really well about keeping track of my stuff, but this is just my week. So, and I know, it doesn't make any sense to you guys, and it's totally fine. But I have a lot of homework, and I'm almost done with one class. I am in the biological anthropology class. And so far, it's going really well. I guess that's never going to die. But it's only a month-long class, so it's basically the equivalent of a semester's worth of work shoved into 4 weeks. So I am on technically week 3, and I will finish next week on Friday. So it's a lot. And I love the class. It's fun. It's educational. It looks deep into a lot of things, but it makes you think, and it's something that I enjoy. So I'm busy with work. We're getting prepared. I'm about to talk about some controversial things, so if you want to skip ahead, you are more than welcome to. But out here, every 5-10 years, we do burn seasons around lakes and such that I maintain. Last season was another lake's turn, and it was desperately needed. I've seen the burn area since then. It is thriving. There are natural plants that are returning, natural prairie grasses that have been practically extinct in that area because of invasive species. It is absolutely gorgeous. So this year, it's another lake's turn, and we are going to just get rid of as much invasive species as we can without harming the natural landscape. And the main reason behind needing to do the burns is because even though I am on the plains, we still get fires. And yes, they are around a lake, but we have dry lightning spells come through all the time. We had one last week. And occasionally, yes, a storm does follow, but sometimes it doesn't hit fast enough and there are fires. Anybody who's in Colorado or in Washington knows that just as well as I do. So that being said, we're going to start burn seasons in late July, early August, and I'm going to be helping out with it. So we're just trying to mulch up the earth, try to get basically burn breaks built so that it can't jump, if there's a potential wind shift. If it does, we're going to be running around in UTVs and ATVs, spraying water so nothing can jump. It's going to be severely controlled. It's just going to be, returning the natural landscape. When we were out doing some sign work around one of the lakes, actually the lake we're going to be burning, we found some wild alfalfa that has not been around in quite some time. So it's one of those things that, yes, it's a controversial conversation, but it's also something that it has positive feedback. In the end, yes, you destroy, but what comes back is absolutely gorgeous. So, done explaining what my next couple weeks is going to look like. Done. Controversial topic. Okay, so going back down the stitching topic, like I said, temperatures. Mom hasn't been working on it. She's working on a piece with very similar colors, but I've been craving to work on my night cafe. So I think I'm going to pull it out and see how it does with my Q-snap. I'm learning that the Q-snap isn't a huge fan of silky or soft materials. So Mom and I both use Ada. I have one piece that she sent me. It's my temperature piece from a couple years ago. It is Lugana, and I was like, oh, okay, well, I'll just use this. Yeah, joke's on me. Not happening. Not happening at all. Okay. So, with that being said, what is the big secret? All right. So a month ago, we got this floof that is sleeping here. And she is thriving. She is doing very well. She is the biggest cuddle bug on the planet. That being said, though, we have another addition to our world now. So when we went to get Little Miss, our intention was to actually get a dog. That did not happen. We met a couple different ones, and they were good dogs, but they weren't going to fit into our home. And so instead of forcing something, we said, okay, we'll try again later, and we got a kitty instead. Wasn't planning on getting a cat. We got a cat. So one of the things that I've always wanted, and it's not even really because I'm in a bad neighborhood. I'm actually in a pretty good neighborhood out here, but I'm home alone pretty often. For instance, this weekend I've been home alone. And, yeah, I've got ways to protect myself in the house. And I have also 2 very good self-internal alarms. But that being said, I also want a dog who will protect me. And so I've always wanted, like a pitty mix or a little Rottweiler. Rottweilers aren't little, but, I wanted something that was going to protect me. And he knew that. He understood that. And I think it was more or less he wanted me safe too, because he does work crazy hours. There have been nights where he doesn't get home until 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. And so, he wanted a hunting dog because he likes to go bird hunting, which I can respect. And I wanted a protection dog, and he could understand and respect that too. And so, unintentionally though, we kind of came to a crossroads of we both got what we wanted. And you guys are about to meet her and see why. So hold on. This, everybody, is Miss Honey. And I'm sorry it's shaky. I'm holding the camera. So we rescued her. She is about 4 or 5 months old. And her papers say she's a pitty mix. And, it's easy to believe. But Miss Honey here has some lab in her. And just this morning, when we let her out to use the bathroom, she decided that the robins that were playing in the yard were her new toys. She's got the soft palate of a lab, she's got the fur of the lab, the ears, the whole 9 yards. And so we think she could be a potential hunting dog for him and a guard dog for me. So give me 1 second so I can get back up to my chair. Okay, so now I'm back up here where I'm comfortable. She's sleeping on her dog bed. Right after we rescued her, she came down with kennel cough. And so yesterday, her and I were running around the entire city trying to find somebody who would see her. And we finally, I know there have been issues with Petco and PetSmart and all that, but for the pinch that we were in yesterday, they took care of my baby. And that is all that matters to me. So she is doing better. She's finally eating. She hadn't eaten anything yesterday, and when I got some medicine in her, she was drinking water at least. So, at least she's keeping herself hydrated. But we finally got some food down her, got some medicine in her, and by the time he got home last night, she was back to her old puppy self. I don't know her story. I don't know what happened. All I know is that we walked into the shelter and she chose us. And she was in our car coming home with us. So, she's doing really well. Like I said, she got sick. She's, recovering. She doesn't bark much. He got home last night. She was in the kitchen with me. She's my kitchen baby. And I was making mac and cheese. we're just sitting there. I was listening to some music, just doing our thing. And I saw his van pull in because he's got a work truck or work van, I guess. I knew he was home, no big deal. And he came in the door and she didn't realize he was home and she actually started to growl. And then as soon as she realized it was Dad, growl went away, happy-go-lucky puppy kicked in. So I think with a little training, she's going to be a good, not only a companion, but also a good guard dog, which for both of us is what we want. And so, long story short, I have a puppy now. Puppies do puppy things. She hasn't gotten into anything, knock on wood. But there's a first for everything. I think she's going to be a good addition, though, for us. And once this one decides that she wants to stop being a big old B word, I think we'll be okay. I rolled one of her tennis balls across the dining room floor yesterday, and she, threw padded off to get it, and this one came undone on her. And it's like, okay, you need to stop because the dog's staying, you're staying, and nobody is leaving because we were rescued from a kill shelter. So I know what will happen to this baby because I know people see pity and they immediately think bad. And I can promise you this dog is the sweetest dog you're ever going to meet. A lot of you know our dog Jinxie back home. Or not our dog, it's Mom and I's dog back home. And there's a lot of traits that Jinxie has that Honey has. And I guess I might explain the Honey thing. When we got her name was Violet. And neither of us saw a Violet in her. And so when we were walking around getting her harness and her leash and her food and collar and, puppy stuff and toys and, her dog bed, I kept calling her Honey. Like, come here, Honey. Like, come on. And she started to respond really well to that name. And I looked at him like, what about Honey? She's kind of honey colored, but she's also just a sweet little girl. And he's like, yeah, let's do Honey. And it wasn't really even like it didn't have to stick, but it did. And now, yeah, it fits. She's a sweet little girl. But he picked out Little Miss's name, and I got to pick out Honey's name. So the next critter we get, he'll pick out the name for. Or we might stick with the name of, if we rescue or something. But I don't think we're going to be rescuing anytime soon. I would like another cat, but I'm also a cat person. But he's already asked me to just, let's just have a couple new critters for a while. Because, in the big picture, Little Miss has only been here for a month. Or almost 2 months. So, she isn't really, she's still working on her 3s. 3 weeks, 3 months, blah, 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 blah. Or 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months. And so, we're working on it. But, no, she's a little snore too. She snores a lot too. So that's why I was saying earlier, you guys could probably hear her snoring. Which is probably going to be common because she stays here in the office with me when I do stuff. And she is coughing right now as well because she is sick. But other than that, that is all I have for you guys. I should have said this earlier. Happy Father's Day to anybody and everybody. For parents or other, Happy Father's Day. And Happy Father's Day, Dad. I love you. But other than that, you guys have a great day. And just remember, be kind.